Consent agenda, I'd like to move and resolutions B through W. Has W been read into the record?
No.
And if we can take a moment now to read resolution W into the record.
Yeah, Mr. Deputy Mayor, I'd like to read resolution W into the record.
Okay.
A resolution reappointing Jamie Evelina, RMC, as the Township Clerk of the Township of Teaneck, whereas the Township Council, pursuant to the provisions of NJSA 4069A-89 and pursuant to NJSA 40A:9-133 at SEQ, has the authority to appoint a municipal clerk, and whereas the position of Township Clerk falls within the category of those officers and employees who are excluded from representation by the Public Employment Relations Commission and who are not eligible to receive overtime compensation or compensatory time for hours worked in excess of the normal work week, but rather are required to work such number of additional hours as required in order for them to effectively discharge the duties of their office of the position in accordance with the provisions of Appendix V as in Victor, of Chapter 2 of the Code of the Township of Teaneck. Whereas following public advertisement for applicants for the position of municipal clerk and interviews of such applicants, the Township Council appointed Jamie L. Evelina as a Township Clerk pursuant to Resolutions 38-11 on February 8, 2011 for initial 3-year term effective February 1, 2011 pursuant to NJSA 40A:9-133 and whereas NJSA 40A:9-133.7 provided that any person who shall be reappointed municipal clerk subsequent to having received the registered municipal clerk certificate pursuant to PL 1985, C.174, and having served as a municipal clerk or performed the duties of municipal clerk for not less than 3 consecutive years immediately prior to such reappointment, shall hold office during good behavior and efficiency and compliance with the continuing education requirements set forth in NJSA 40A:9-133.10. And whereas Jamie Evelina holds a registered municipal clerk certificate issued by the Director of the Division of Local Government Services within the Department of Community Affairs of the State of New Jersey, and whereas the Township Council determines that it would be in the best interest of the citizens of Township of Teaneck to reappoint Jamie Evelina as the Township Municipal Clerk, now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Teaneck, Bergen County, New Jersey, pursuant to NJSA 40A:9-133 at SEQ, that Jamie L. Evelina, RMC, is hereby reappointed to the Township Clerk as the Township Clerk of the Township of Teaneck, which shall include working any and all elections and such other additional hours beyond the normal work week as may be required to effectively discharge the duties of such office without payment of overtime, compensation, or compensatory time, and to perform such duties as may be required by law and set forth in Section 2-31 of Chapter 2 of the Code of the Township of Teaneck.
Second.
Before we vote on that, I just want to ask the attorney, since that was not available for the public prior, do we need to accommodate public input on Resolution W?
Yes.
Under your rules of procedure, I would concur that the answer should be yes to that.
Is there any member of the public that would care to comment on Resolution W as just read into the record? Seeing one hand, we will delay until we hear the comments of our resident.
Well,
Two residents.
considering the fact that administratively...
I'm sorry, Howard.
Howard Rose.
I acknowledge someone else.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said one person, my hand was up.
Naomi Kramer. I have a question. I'm not sure I understand quite. Maybe I'm missing the role of the clerk. Who does the clerk report to? So the clerk does not report to the manager. The clerk is not under the manager at all. Is that it? I just want to be sure that that's the case.
No, this is not a back and forth.
But I would like to be sure
We'll answer you
that that is the case, that the clerk is completely independent and reports just to the council and gets its orders from the council for whatever there are orders for. Thank you.
Anyone else care? Dr. Powers, please.
Not having had a chance, Chuck Powers, Teaneck, not having a chance to look at this, as I understand it, at least my memory is that this is true, that what we are doing in reappointing Jamie is we are giving her tenure. And that is in fact part of the state law, that the point at which that reappointment occurs means that we have given her tenure. I just think that's something that the council needs to think about. I'm not suggesting for a moment that you not reappoint her. My only point is that did not come out in the recitation of the laws that Mr. Katz provided, and therefore neither you nor the public knew that. Thank you.
It did. It said 10.
Mr. Rose.
Howard Rose, resident.
It said something.
The point of this appointment is actually an appointment, as I understand it, of a person who's exempt and reports directly to council. But more importantly, it's the second most rigorous job, I think, administratively in the municipality. And with that recognition, you're basing a decision on experience with an employee fulfilling that task, fulfilling it well. So I certainly hope that you affirm it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, so can we have a roll call? So is anyone who wants to pull any resolutions, or are they all going as moved?
I want to pull two resolutions.
Which resolutions?
The one that's number
They're letters.
5.
Resolution F, as in Frank.
It has a number, Adam. Resolution number 5.
It says 5 here.
Resolution
Yeah.
F, right?
Yeah, but there's a number that,
That's new.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other one is 19.
And Resolution T. So if we can have a roll call on all but Resolution F, as
I'd
in
like to
Frank.
speak on Resolution W, so I guess we'll pull it just for discussion, if that's okay.
Pull W for discussion. So we'll be pulling F, T, and W.
And we have a vote on
We just pulled Resolution W for discussion.
it.
Again, I apologize if I come across as cranky tonight. I'm in great pain. Please, roll call.
Bill.
I'll move Resolution W for purpose of discussion. All right. About
Discuss it?
Yeah, I didn't know, I was waiting for you to point. 2 weeks ago, Howard Rose got up to the microphone and explained the process that he went through with the Oprah requests, and how people should be sensitive to how much work it is, and how appreciative, and I'm paraphrasing, not repeating exactly. Ordinarily, I would say that he should address the council when he speaks to his comments, but at that point, I was ready to tell him to turn around and address the handsome gentleman in the blazer in the third row and address those comments to him, because he definitely is absolutely one of the heaviest users of the Oprah system. And I think he can attest how much work one has to do in order to try to compile and gather all the information that's being requested. And it is a big task. It's very easy to send an email. It's very easy to write a little note. It's very easy to put in a request. But what follows in the clerk's office and all the different departments that she has to deal with is really a great task. And that's all on Jamie. And I think we've seen, I can speak for myself, that Jamie has been very responsive. She's very dedicated to this position, and she's very passionate about this position. And I've certainly seen her grow into this position, and I wish you lots of strength. I wish you mazel tov, and I know that the residents are going to be the beneficiaries of tonight's vote.
Also, if I just briefly address Ms. Kramer's question as to who the clerk reports to, the clerk's obligations are defined by state law, and in many regards, answers to the law before answers to council. As far as being the secretary of council and keeper of council's documents, the clerk is the employee of council. Council does not have very many employees in our form of government. We have basically 2 employees and a bunch of lawyers. Everyone else that wears a Teaneck uniform of any color, shape, or size is an employee of the township manager, but the manager is an employee of the council, and the clerk is the employee of the council. The tenure process means that the clerk now serves with good behavior and efficiency, no longer at the will of council, and the manager is the only employee in town that serves at the will of council, which means that the manager could be let go with some contractual obligation for notice at any time, but there's a system in the state of New Jersey that protects clerks with tenure. It is not a lifetime guarantee of a job. The job still must be performed with good behavior and efficiency, and I know Jamie will live up to that, but again, the clerk is the employee of council. Dr. Pruitt?
I'd like to comment on the clerk. One of the paragraphs that Mr. Katz read was that no matter how much time she puts in, she doesn't get the additional salary. Now, that's a very important thing. And I want to point out that when we had a 4-day work week, there were many days when she was here every day. And I think she's got probably the most difficult job around, and she's putting every effort possible into making it happen. She ain't perfect, but she's wonderful.
Anyone else? Okay. If I can have a roll call on Resolution W.
Yes.
Councilmember Stern?
Absolutely.
Deputy Mayor Gusson?
Yes.
Councilmember Pruitt?
Yeah.
Councilmember Katz?
Absolutely.
Councilmember Schwartz? Yes. Mayor, if I may, I just wanted to just publicly thank Councilor for the opportunity to continue my service with the township and all of your support throughout my 3 years. And I would like to thank the manager and our legal counsel for their wisdom and their guidance. And I would like to thank my staff and my fellow department heads for their unlimited support, and it means the world to me. Thank you.
Now that you're tenured, what do you really want to say to us?
Okay. Moving right along in our agenda, we're up to introduction of ordinances, and